Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it, it comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero, over the head of Jenks, Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle of the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the coast, 20, 15, Hester 5.
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to our YouTube page. All right, if you're watching from our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real, come on, man. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, that's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, you want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Man, we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around, and that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Man, the chat is jumping already, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. My man Cornelius Squall checking in. What up? Shawn Sierra sports fans. Well, even Tom Waddle admits Caleb is making significant improvements in his game. Sorry, haters. Caleb's not the problem. No. Caleb is the problem, but he's not the biggest problem. He's like 3 or 4 down the list. He is not as big of a problem as Caleb is. He is not the biggest problem. I agree with Tom. He's playing. He got better from week 1 to week 2. But here's the issue, Cornelius, and all you Caleb lovers. Here's the issue. Caleb is not playing bad. He needs to play better. That will come by the end of this season. And we're bitching at him because we are of the instant gratification era right now. Or we expect, well, Caleb got his receivers. He's got his head coach. It should click. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. And listen, it's going to happen. We don't know. Success is not linear. It's not linear. So it's going to click just like that one day and boom, it's on and popping. Caleb has not played bad. He needs to play better. That's what we're complaining about. That's what we're bitching about. That's why him overthrowing DJ Moore, him missing wide open receivers, him not spreading the ball around, him still holding on to the ball. Okay, this shit he should have learned from last year. You cannot hold on to the ball. You cannot outrun these defensive linemen. You're not Lamar Jackson. You're not Justin Fields. You're not Josh Allen. These defensive linemen are bigger, stronger, and faster than people you faced in college, and you should have learned that last year. So I agree with you. Caleb has made significant improvement from week 1 to week 2. But he still has to play better. And he's going to. I think Caleb is one of those guys. He's going to. He's a gamer. He's going to step up, and he's going to play better. So he's still part of the issue, but he's not nowhere near the top of the list. Nowhere near. Now we're going to talk about injuries. Now we're going to talk about defensive ineptitude. Now we're talking about offensive line. Now we're talking about special teams. He's not near the top of the list at all. Mr. Southside himself, Michelle Walls of the Mickey Ficky, TGIF peeps, bear down, FGB, Michelle. And by the way, I ended up doing freaking, 3, 6, 9, 18, 30 burpees today. That stupid workout. I thought of you son of a gun. Levette Lee checking in. What's up, man? How are you? Thank you for tuning in. It's just happy Friday, y'all. My man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. is in the house. What's up? He's like, Shawn. Mr. Smokefella himself checking in. Ben Mull. Good morning, my brother. Good morning, Ben. Thank you for tuning in, brother. Appreciate you. Cornelius, you know what? You and I could be on the same page right here. Of course, Caleb's not a finished product, but I like the direction. Hell yeah, you like the direction he's heading. Hell yeah. You know how I feel about Caleb, but I told you I'm always going to keep it a buck with you guys. My biases toward players takes a back seat when it comes to my analysis and what I give you guys. I like the direction Caleb is heading. Now, I need him to spread the ball more. I need him, if he's going to force it to anybody, to start forcing it to DJ. Okay? DJ is a proven number 1 receiver in this league. All right? The Bears paid him $111 million for a reason. Get him the ball. Get him the ball. Caleb will be fine by I'm telling you, people don't understand. I'm trying to tell you. I've told you before. Like, it doesn't happen like it did with Jaden Daniels. All right? It worked out with him. That is a rarity. That is an anomaly. But I think what you did, the way they did it, I like. All right? I like giving people increments. Little chunk, little chunk, little chunk, little chunk, little chunk. Instead of throwing a whole thing at somebody, and now you're swimming. And you say, well, I want to see what he can hold. Yeah, I get you. But if you want to teach someone and you want them to learn fast, give it to them in small pieces. Give it to them in small pieces. Repeat it. Boom. Another small piece. Repeat it. Boom. Another small piece. Then you go, when you repeat it, then you repeat the first and the second thing you gave them. Then you give them a third thing. Repeat it. Then repeat the first, second, and third things. You go over those things with them. I'm telling you, coaching is teaching. It's all it is. And this is one of the best ways that I found for people to succeed. In the classroom, on the field, in life. The 30 burpees is not bad. No, you're right. I took my time. It was only 7 minutes, bro. And yeah. King Booker World checking in. What's up? He said, salute everyone and Shawn. King Booker World checking in, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. That I can promise you. But I'm not happy. I'm not, put it this way. I wanted more from him for what they gave up, for what they passed up on. Do you follow me? Like, you passed up on a haul. All right? I mean, you could have got offensive lineman, you could have got another receiver, could have got an edge rusher with all the picks that you would have gotten. So I wanted him. I need him to play better. I need him to buy what Ben Johnson's selling. I need him to understand that he's going to have to play from the pocket. He's going to have to step up from the pocket. I need him to understand that he needs to master the short game. I needed him to understand that right now, yes, I am going to want him to manage the game. You cannot crawl. You cannot run before you walk. One must first walk before they run. Something like that. Nietzsche said it. Now I'm quoting Nietzsche on this. Or paraphrasing Nietzsche. But he's got to understand you can't just come in and be a superstar. Okay? That wasn't your path. So you have to readjust, reevaluate. Okay, what do I need to do? Let me get the basics down. Step by step by step. Ben Johnson's the guy who's going to take you there. Look what he did for Jared Goff. But you just have to listen. Jared Goff listened. They surrounded him with weapons. He got the ball, the weapons, early. And now Jared Goff is a frontline quarterback in the NFL. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. Maybe a second tier. Because if he's in the first tier, he's in the bottom, the back row of the first tier. In the second tier of quarterbacks in the NFL. He's at the top of the list, top of the line, front of the line in second tier quarterbacks in the NFL. And let me tell you, we would take that with bells on. This all comes down to Caleb. Does his ego allow him to not go for the big play? Spread the ball around. Find the open receiver. Because if he does, this offense is going to be unbelievably potent. And that's what we need him to understand. I'm sure that's what Ben's telling him. But from the first two games, we keep seeing he wants to go deep. He wants to run around, hold the ball, run around, throw the ball away into coverage. Like, dude, his interception Sunday was ridiculous. All right, throw it out of bounds. It doesn't have to be in the field of play. Just throw the ball past the line of scrimmage and out of bounds. These are the things. You live to fight another day. So he is not the biggest problem. Still a problem, still an issue. I mean, not say problem. Problem, he's still an issue. Okay? His development is the issue. His refusal to buy in completely to Ben Johnson's system is the issue. The sooner he buys into that system, the better this whole thing is going to be. The sooner his career is going to take off, the sooner he's going to start having 300-yard games, 3-4 touchdowns. Okay, 2 or 3 touchdowns a game, 300 yards. But it's difficult to understand that he's 22 years old, 23 years old. Remember how hard-headed you were at 22 or 23. And he's a multimillionaire. He was a multimillionaire before he even got drafted. You saw his apartment in L.A. It was in the hills, overlooked the city of Los Angeles. So he's feeling himself, but he has to humble himself. Because there are far too many plays that he's missing. Because I don't understand how you excel in backyard football and out of structure and then can't hit wide open receivers out of structure. I don't understand that. So there's a lot of learning that needs to be done. And when it's tight, when he gets everything together, it's going to be something special here in Chicago. But the big question is when. When will he give in and buy into completely Ben Johnson's system? So it's literally all on his shoulders right now. Because we can win shootouts. Our defense can continue giving up points. It's not going to matter. It's not going to matter what they do. It's not. And I wonder if Caleb wants to get to that point before taking the necessary steps. We can win shootouts because our defense is struggling. No pass rush, and the secondary is depleted. The area of our defense, which was the strongest, the secondary, is now one of the weakest because of injuries. So we're very susceptible, very vulnerable back there. With and compound that with no pass rush, man, we're really, really, really susceptible back there. But I'm telling you, if Caleb decides to start working the short to intermediate game, we will be able to we have the firepower to win shootouts. We have that firepower. Is he going to? It's a question. I don't know. Anybody ready for the Daniels and Knicks ain't that good convo? Well, listen. Here's my thing. Everybody's in this age of instant gratification. Okay? Everybody. Everybody in mind, the guys have a couple good games. He's a superstar. He has a good year. He's a superstar. He's going to Canton. Relax. I need to see these youngsters do it again and again and again. Because now everyone has a full gear of tape on these quarterbacks. A full year of tape of these route combos. Defensive coordinators can now come up with various schemes to stop these that'll combat these things. Let the DCs get a year. They got a year under their belt. Let's see how they do this year. Let's see how Jaden Daniels does. Let's see how Bo Nix does. Now that everyone's got a year of tape on them, they have a better way to play them. King Booker Will says, yeah, he goes, folks had them two in the Hall of Fame already. They did. Because that's how society is. You have one good game. Oh, he's a superstar. He's going to Canton. Like, dude, it's one game. Bro, it's one season. Okay, the great ones, you do it over and over and over and over again. And this is why let me circle back. This is why it's imperative that Caleb gets the short to intermediate game down now. Because once he gets that short to intermediate game down now, guess what? Teams are going to have to adjust. They're going to have to adjust to stop that, which means they're going to tell corners to be aggressive on those slants. Now you got sluggos. Now you got slant and go, slant and corner. Now you can do double moves with these guys. Now you can set guys up because they're aggressive, because they're scared of you getting the ball so soon. They're scared of DJ Moore, of Roma Dunze, of Luther Burden, of Olamide Zacchaeus, of Colson Love, them getting the ball so soon and running. So they're going to be more aggressive. Now the double move is completely in play. Now the long developing routes are in play. And then once you burn them with the short game, and then you burn them with the long game, now they're screwed. What are you going to cover? You're going to cover the intermediate to long game, so now the short game works. You're going to come up being aggressive, so now the intermediate to long game works. What are you going to do as a defense? This is what they need Caleb to understand. One builds the other. The intermediate to long game is contingent on the short to intermediate game. You can't go intermediate to long. You cannot. especially with this offensive line. And mind you, you continue to short the intermediate game, guess what? These defensive linemen aren't going to get to you. But they still got to come out of a stance. They got to burst out of a stance. They got to fight. Man, that is a lot of energy they're expending every play to not get to the quarterback. All these things go hand in hand. All of these things. So you hit the short game, guess what? The defensive linemen, they burst, get upfield, 2 steps, 3 steps, ball's out. Man, they got to do it again. Man, they got to do it again. And they're not even close to the quarterback. And in the same drive, guess what? You get a little tired. Now you have an intermediate to long route. Guess what? They're still not rushing. They're not at the quarterback yet either. It does. It does look like Caleb loves throwing on the run. So speaking of double moves, you see that one on the all-22 with Rome when he put that DB on the slip and slide? Yes. Yep. King Booker Cornelius says King Booker World. They both had an advantage. He's talking about Bo and Jaden Daniels. They both had an advantage that Caleb didn't, and that was a good head coach. Remember, now you guys are understanding. Now, see, I love it, Grasshopper. I love it, Grasshoppers. I love it, my Grasshoppers. Because you see, coaching matters. Remember, you got to go back. How many times have I said this? Every time you step up a level, from high school to college to pros, the most important coaching you receive is that first year. First 2 years, really, but that first year is imperative. Imperative you get good coaching, good fundamentals. Or good fundamentals would be instilled in you in that first year so you know how to navigate the league with a sound fundamental base, regardless of position. Regardless of position. You go into this league with a good fundamental base of your position and the things you need to do, your job description, it's all downhill from there, because now you can navigate. Because if you get a bad coach, you remember all the good stuff that was taught to you, and you can resort back to that. Because what happens when you get into a conflict, when you get into a street fight, when you get into a duel with another team that's just as equally yoked or better, you fall back on your training. You fall back on the fundamentals. And if your fundamentals are horrible, you fall back on that shit. That's how it works. It's almost like coaching. Heard that somewhere. Oh, man. I'm telling you. Now you got Caleb's got. We need the complete buy-in from Caleb. The complete buy-in. I'm telling you, there's nothing worse. Nothing worse than getting sliced and diced with no more than 15-yard passes. I take that back. The only thing that would be worse was giving up 3 or 4 yards of carry. And they run down the field. That's the only thing worse. They get sliced up with a 6-yard gain, a 4-yard gain, a 3-yard gain, a 7-yard gain, a 3-yard gain, a 6-yard gain, a 5-yard gain, an 8-yard gain, a 6-yard gain, a 4-yard gain, a 6-yard gain, a 10-yard gain, 12-yard gain, slants, curls, hitches, slants, curls, hitches, slants, curls, hitches. Quick outs, quick ins. Telling you. A lot of times people make this game more difficult than it needs to be. They make this game a lot more difficult than it needs to be. Because everybody wants to be the smartest guy in the room. If people just reverted back to the fundamentals and based everything off the fundamentals of football, blocking, tackling, you when you have the ball on the move. You don't tackle very well. Guess what? You slip one tackle. Now we're off to the races. Now that changes the way the defensive coordinator lines up your cornerbacks. Or maybe he brings up the safety because you're concerned about the cornerbacks missing the tackles. Now you bring up a safety. What do? You slide a guy. You send a guy behind him in coverage for the big play. It's rockets. It's not rocket science. It's actually quite simple. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break. Right on the other side of the break, we are going to get to my top of the morning topics. I promise. So do me a favor. Don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
Operator 901, where's the emergency?
127 Brynmere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe. But some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
Cubs in the great majority of his starts.
Is waved on and missed for a strikeout. Got him with the high fastball, and there are 2 away.
This is a veteran pitcher taking advantage of a young kid here. He says, all right, young buck, let's see if you will chase. Al Stewart obliges and chases one up out of the zone.
Hard hit towards first, but right there is Bush, and the inning is over.
The Reds get a couple of hits, but no runs. They leave a
Lewis and kept themselves in this race. Ray drops in a sweeper for called strike 3. Nasty looking pitch for his second K.
He throws you this sweeper that starts darts right at you. You see him buckle, and it ends up as a strike. That's a nice pitch by Colin.
And now
Ray.
here in the third, very passive.
He goes down swinging on a sweeper. 3 strikeouts for Ray have come on that sweeper. He gets him on another breaking ball, this time the slider.
This has been impressive by Colin Ray, what he's done, especially against the lefties.
And he gets a called strike on a fastball. He strikes out the side in the third.
Strike 3 call.
Welcome back to Shawn Sierra Sports and Sports Zone Chicago. Well, those clips courtesy of a couple of them, MLB Network and Fox Cincinnati. All right, those were the Northsiders yesterday. Rough. Dude, that was a game. That's the game a type of game I would love to go to. That is the type of game that I would love to go and sit and watch. I'd love pitchers duels. I love them. I love pitchers duels. All right. The mastery of being a pitcher and not having the opposing team be able to hit you. Insane. All right. In this era where the long balls are plentiful, to have pitchers who can do what Colin Ray did yesterday. And unfortunately, he just got bested. It was crazy. Cincinnati had 4 hits. Colin Ray gave up 1 hit. I'm sorry, he gave up 4 hits through 7 innings. 4 hits through 7 innings. That's a nice day. Nice day at the office. We'll talk about him. Cornelius Squall says that guy was throwing 102 miles an hour in the 9th inning. This is what I don't understand. 109 pitches. All right. 78 were strikes. This is my whole thing. Pitchers can go 6, 7, 8, 9 innings. They just choose not to pitch them that much. And I don't understand why. You're a starting pitcher for a reason. All right. You're dealing. And I'm gonna get on. He's gonna be get off my lawn, Shawn, right here. But man, back in the day, growing up, pitchers anticipated going 7+. Pitchers wanted to go the whole 9. Like, if I got no jam, let me get out of it. Now, if you give up 6, 8 runs, okay, come take me out. But if you give up 2, 3 runs, don't worry about it. Don't come out and get me. Let me get out of this. Let me figure it out. Now you got a guy go 5, then you got a guy to cover the 6th, to cover the 7th, to cover the 8th, and then a closer if you're up. You tax your bullpen. Pitchers can do that. Remember, I would always say, why are they taking these pitchers out with the advancements of technology, of training? With the advancements of the training technologies that we have today, why? Why are we having so many injuries? You didn't have a lot of hamstring injuries in the 20s and 30s and 40s and 50s. You didn't have a lot of those. Strained oblique muscles. Strained calf muscles. You didn't have those. You had pitchers who took the ball like, I'm going 7+, most likely 8. And if you go back into the 60s and 70s, I've got a whole game. I got 9 innings to pitch today. And that's when they really started bringing the closers, like in the 70s and 80s, is when the closers really became prominent. But guys, and they pitch into the extra innings. If it went to extra innings, starter pitcher would be in. Why everyone has to coddle these athletes. You have the best technology, best recovery. What it is flexibility. That's the problem. Coming up a lot, I'll bet my left nut, to borrow a phrase from Coach Shallow, rest in peace. Everything was his left nut. You can't block like my. You can't block. You block worse than my left nut. I'll bet my left nut. Shout out to Coach Schaller. Rest in peace. Him and Coach Quinn, man, that was the best duo a kid could have playing football. I'm telling you, that was my foundation. Those two guys for 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. 4 years of having those sons of guns, boy, and they built strong young men out of kids. Yes. You block like my left nut. But I'm telling you, the flexibility. What are they doing? Are they stretching their back properly enough? Or are they warming it up? Are they stretching their biceps, their triceps, their back, their lower back, their abs, their stomach, their abs? It just, I don't get it. Their hamstrings, the whole posterior chain, stretching your hamstrings, your glutes, your calves, your lower back, your upper back. Like, what's the routine? I'd love to see the routine. Now, if you throw out a shoulder, are you properly stretching your shoulder and working that out? Because you can stretch a shoulder. Shoulder's a joint, but there's muscles around the shoulder that can be stretched and to get more flexible. Junior said one of the best sound bites was Tommy Lasorda arguing with a pitcher on the mound who didn't want to come out of the game. Yes, they didn't want to come out of the game. It was a badge of honor to stay in the game and finish, whether you won or you lost. Junior said, Shawn, last night Shorty was talking about how solid you are and how he can only imagine how you ran over people as a running back. Shawn is solid. Said you gave him the best cigar he ever had. Let's tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Again, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Shorty. I really do. King Booker Will says, we're in an era where kids are shattering ankles, stepping off curbs. Cornelia says, I don't remember Ferguson Jenkins ever not finishing a game. That's it. It was a pride thing. But let's get a crack-a-lackin', baby, guys. You know we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
She won't come just when you want it. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Mr. Shorty checking in. He says, I'm at work, but sneaking in to say hi. Thanks, Shorty. Hey, I appreciate you hyping me up yesterday on your show and wearing the shirt. I appreciate it. I hopped in for a quick second. So he also said, I had a great time watching us get our asses whooped last Sunday, Shawn. I'm glad you enjoyed the cigar. Glad you enjoyed the venue. It was good meeting you, man. It really was. It really was. Well, let's see. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Only game in action yesterday. The Cubs. Man, this was a duel. Cubs fall in a pitcher's duel. 1-0 to the Cincinnati Reds. Can I still call them the Big Red Machine? No, because that was for that team in that era. So no. They fall 1-0. Colin Ray had a phenomenal game. He got the loss. Oh my goodness. Listen to the stat line. Listen to his line. He got the loss. He's 10-7. He went 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, 11 punch outs. 11. That's a win 99 times out of 100. That's a win 99 times out of 100. Unfortunately, Hunter Green on the other side was a little better. He complete game, 9 innings, 1 hit. The 1 hit was to Seiya Suzuki. He was 1 for 3 with a double, his 30th. But Hunter Green, 9 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, 9 punch outs. Telling you, that would have been a phenomenal game to be at. Sticking with the Cubs, the next top of the morning, top of the Cubs are back in Cincinnati tonight. First pitch is at 5:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on the Marquee Network. Is that right? I think I might be mistaken on that one. No, I am correct. That game's on the Marquee Network, or you can listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN. I'm sorry, 670 AM. The Score. The probables for tonight's game for the North Side are Shota Imanaga. He's 9-7 with a 3.29 ERA on the bump, going up against Nick Dodolo for the Cincinnati Reds. He's 8-8 with a 3.30 ERA. The next top of the morning topic, staying there, the Cubs. You saw the thumbnail. The Cubs have clinched a playoff spot with their victory on Wednesday. The Cubs are back in the playoffs for the first time since 2020. See, here's PCA in the locker room after. You see the guys with the ski masks, champagne. Let's see. Always shorty salute. Armando, he's shouting everybody out. He's talking about, oh, yeah, Glenn Morgan on yesterday. Glenn is a man, dude. Cornelius says, you don't have to worry about Hunter Green the rest of the series. No, you don't. Thank God. Thank God. Thought that was Tyson Bagent. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Cub fans, you got to be excited. And what did I tell you? Just get in. Just get in. It's a whole nother ball game when you get in. I'm telling you. Next top of the morning topic. The good guys started their last homestand of the year. They host the San Diego Padres starting tonight at Wright Field for 3. First pitch tonight is at 6:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game, Chicago Sports Network, or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 a.m. And tonight, oh, man, it's crazy. Actually, a buddy of mine has the last outing of the year. That's so crazy. So crazy. They're having Latino Heritage Night. No, what are you doing here, dude? You're killing me, Smalls. No. All right. There's an event. It is it's Mexican Heritage Night because it's Mexican Independence Day. So they're going to be at, my buddy was having a tailgate. It was an outing, Hirsch Outings, and that's tonight. They're giving away jerseys. No, guayaberas. They're giving away the guayaberas tonight. That's right. So that's going to be dope. Yeah, it's going to be dope. But I'm not going to be there. Unfortunately, a little too much. But the White Sox, right now, are in a slump. They've lost 6 in a row, and man, they are not. Their chance to avoid 100 losses is very, very, very slim. All right, the White Sox have 96 losses. All right, they have 9 games left. Wow. That means the White Sox have to win basically every series. 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. These last 3 series to finish with 99 losses. I don't know if I see that happening. People. Wow. Man. 57-96. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna. Yeah, that stinks. Means because after the Padres, then you got to go to the Yankees, and you got to go to Washington. They don't have it. It's only up to next week. Can't remember who they finish up with, but yeah, I don't think. I just don't see it happening. My man checking in. Rick Gonzalez, what's up, Papa? Say good morning, Shawn on FGB. Mr. Shorty, hope you're doing better, my man. Looks like you needed a hug last night. LCBC, let Caleb be Caleb. Cornelius says, is it just me? But I'm the only one uncomfortable with teams celebrating just making the playoffs? It depends, Cornelius. It depends. If you're a perennial playoff contender, if you're a playoff participant, then you don't need to celebrate. When you go 3, 4, 5 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, and you get in, yeah, I can see the celebration. I can see the celebration. But for the Cubs, yeah, celebrate. It's been 5 years. King Booker World says, okay, Shawn, what is the actual day for Mexican Independence? Mexican Independence Day is September 16th. It was earlier this week. September 16th, 3 days ago. Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Tuesday was Mexican Independence Day. September 16th. And that was the day we moved. I'll never forget it growing up. Why I remember this, I don't know. But September 16th, 1979 is when we moved from 18th place in Morgan in Pilsen to 61st in Fairfield. Yeah. Mr. Shirley says, Armando, the last running back besides Peyton I would ever want to take a hit from the A-gap is Shawn. Solid as a rock. Stop it, Shorty. Rick Gonzalez says, in response to was actual in Mexican Independence Day, Rick Gonzalez says every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, man. Oh, Team Booker said, because my Mexican brothers and sisters have been celebrating in my neighborhood since August 30th. Oh, man, Junior says, Shawn had a good old line. He usually had to deal with the secondary. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, I've been blessed with. I was with the Chargers. I had a really good O-line. I had a Thunder. I had another really good O-line. And, yeah, there was a lot of times I was past the second level in a heartbeat. Past the second level. Then Tony Bell, my fullback with the Chargers. And then Mark Micah, my fullback with the Thunder. And just having those guys would usually take the linebacker out. Offensive line, take the D-line. My fullbacks, Tony Bell and Mark Micah, would usually get the linebacker, and I'm in the third level. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Don't worry. Flavor vision ain't blurry. Yeah. And I would either truck them, or if they want to come up the side of me, I'd stiff arm them and run away from them. Goodbye. Goodbye. I have a clip. You know what? I have it on. I'll upload it next time. It would probably take a minute. But I have a clip of one of the games where it was a nice run. It was a nice run, and at the end, the announcer was like, "Shit." Oh man, we were playing the Lions, the Lions. And dude, I'll never forget that. That was crazy. Oh man. Here we go. We'll see. We'll see if I can upload it. If it uploads, we'll see. Rick says, how many concussions do you think you had, Shawn? Man. I couldn't even start the count, bro. Definitely double digits. Definitely double digits. Yeah, definitely double digits. I know every time I got hit and I saw those white stars. Anyone played football, you know exactly what the hell I'm talking about. Those white stars. Just, yeah, it's not letting me upload it. It's gotta be MP4. Yeah, I can't even tell you, bro. I forget some shit sometimes. Actually, I use it as a, when I do forget stuff, I use it. When I don't pay attention, and like when I told you, I'm like, well, I played football for a long time. I took a lot of hits to the head. The bell rung stars. Yes. Those are the days. But next time, the morning top of the good guys. The White Sox, as I said, host the Padres tonight for first three. First pitch is at 6:40. You can catch it on CHSN. Listen to an ESPN 1000. All right, the probables for tonight's game. Former White Sox superstar Dylan Cease is on a bump for the Padres. He's 8-11 with a 4.59 ERA going up against Davis Martin, who's 6-10 for the good guys with a 4.01 ERA. Be good to see Dylan Cease. The next top of the morning topic, Bears host America's team, Dallas Cowboys, this Sunday on the lakefront, Soldier Field. Kickoff is at 3:25 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on Fox 32 or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. It's 1000 a.m. It's a big game for our boys. Cornelius says, wow, I quit my high school football team because the coach didn't get me a Band-Aid for my cut finger. You're out of control. You did miss it, Rick. Did I miss Shawn talking sarcastically about the Cubs like he cares? FGB. You guys are on fire today, baby. I love it. I love it. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we got some football to talk. All right? So don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings. I have my dogs. They're the best. I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. every day. No matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Every body in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
I thought as a whole that team, they played a little bit harder than us. And that's a reflection of me as a coach. That's a reflection of our coaching staff, and it's a reflection of our players too. When you play a good team like that on the road, that you gotta be all out and every single snap, and that just was not the case. So specifically, it was everybody.
Are there guys that need to practice better too?
I think our practice habits are yet to reflect the championship caliber team. It is early in the season. There are a number of teams that have started the season not the way that they would like to, and yet they bounce back and they find a way to win. And we're going to be playing our best football in December. I know that to be certain. We're just in a race right now to get better in a hurry. And the faster we get there, the wins will start coming, and we'll be just fine.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those courtesy of the Chicago Bears. That's the man, 13 million grand. That's our head coach, Ben Johnson, talking about practice habits, talking about getting to where they need to be. He understands they're not where they need to be. And he said something that was paramount, if you caught it. He said, we'll be playing our best football in December. He understands the fact that his offense is difficult. He understands the fact that everybody's not on the same page. He understands that people learn at different rates. He understands there's going to be trials and tribulations and struggles as people learn this system. He understands that. He knows that. So him telling you, so people tell you what they want, people tell you what they mean if you just listen. When he says that we're going to be playing our best ball in December, he understands that there's going to be a progression. Somebody said it earlier. Was it Cornelius Squalls? Let's see. Yes, Cornelius said, of course, Caleb's not a finished product, but I like the direction he's headed. That's exactly what Ben Johnson is saying. And he won't be a finished product till probably 2 more seasons. Middle of 27. I know Rick doesn't like to hear this. It's F2026. But I think the middle of 2027 is when it all clicks for Caleb. Now, that doesn't mean that he doesn't get a good grasp of that before then. It doesn't mean that at all. It just means that in 2027, when he has a complete grasp of this offense, it's going to be crazy. James Ford checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you for tuning in, sir. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. So he's telling you what to expect. So stop the people saying Caleb needs to look like this. Throw the ball downfield. Do this. No, he doesn't. And the thing I'm complaining about is I need the passes completed. I need those short passes in. I need them completed on a regular basis. That has to be stuck on automatic. Those short routes. Stuck on automatic. Because once they get stuck on automatic, everything else opens up. And that's what Ben Johnson's saying. He said, all right, listen, this guy is probably no, Rick, no. Caleb is going to be much, much better next year. That's what 2026 is. For 2027, he's going to be in that category of the elite quarterbacks in the NFL. 2027, next year he's going to be a really good quarterback. In 27, I think he's going to be a great quarterback. And a really good Caleb is going to be better than most quarterbacks in this league. A really good one. Rick. Hey, Rick, you better come out to the next watch party, man. You better come out to the next one, bro. Don't make me find you. Don't make me find you, bro. I'm going to go to Craples. Like, what's Rick's address? Rick, so what does 2025 hold for Caleb? Great question. Great question. Here's what it's going to hold for Caleb. He's going right now. Remember last show I talked about it's like a bucket breaking a horse. Okay, you got to break a horse. You got to get him out of doing all the wild stallion. You got to break a stallion. You got to get him out of doing all the wild stuff he's going to do. And with the more, and this is why Ben, it's so important. Ben Johnson saying, "Listen, trust me. 3-step drop, throw it right here. 5-step drop, throw it. Because what's going to happen? He's going to start having some completions. He's going to start hitting those yak monsters, the DJ Moores, the Luther Burdens, the Roma Dunzes, the Olamide Zacchaeus, hitting those guys. And they're going to take it and run with it. The Colston Lovins, Cole Kmets. He's going to get him short and see it. And once that happens, Caleb's going to get really, really comfortable throwing those passes from the pocket. So what you're going to see is this is 2025 holds for Caleb. And I don't know if you mean like numbers wise or what, or skill wise, what he's going to, what does it hold? It holds his ability to hang in the pocket and pick people apart surgically, short to intermediate routes. Short to intermediate routes should be all that they're working on. Yes, you take a shot here, deep, shot there, deep, especially when you see safeties creeping, okay? He's like, just overall play. Just overall play. What I think, what I really want to see is that short game become automatic, bro. I'm telling you, be surprised is he has 20 of 24 for 325 yards. Like, how do you get 325 yards on 20 catches, 24 passes? Because you got the yak monsters. You give it to them and they run. That's what I mean. Watch that. Watch him get the ball out quickly. Watch him make decisions quickly. That's where we're going to probably see toward November and December. That's where Ben's going to be happy. You get the short game down. You're going to see him able to read coverage and say, oh, here's what they're doing. Boom. Instead of a slant, I want you to go slant and go. Instead of a slant, I want a oh, jeez, I just lost the route. A smash route. Give me a smash route. When you got outside guy goes in, the slot guy goes behind him. So now he hits the slot guy for 10, 12 yards. He'll understand. That's what I want to see. Cornelius, okay, I can go with that. Cornelius says 2025 is the year where Caleb confirms that we have our guy. Because if Caleb picks it up, have it. Because you know what's going to happen. He's going to be able to start hitting deep. You're going to be able to start attacking deep next year. Like I said, that doesn't mean we're not going to attack deep this year. But the thing is, the fundamentals, the foundation. Guys, let's go back to Brady. Who did he hit? I know in their perfect regular season, it was Randy Moss. Brady had 50 touchdowns. But it wasn't all Randy Moss. Think of all the little short, quick, fast, twitchy white guys. Julian Edelman, Danny Amendola, and who's the other one? The third dude. He had 3 different ones. Edelman, Amendola. Shoot. Who's put it in the chat, guys? The third little short white slot receiver that Brady had. He had Amendola, Edelman, Wes Welker. Thank you, Foul Chris. Chris in the house. What's up, Papa? Wes Welker. Yes. Do you remember? Did he go deep with Welker? Did he go deep with Edelman? With Amendola? No. They're all, yes, small vanilla white guys. Yes. Who could catch that ball? Who knew if the sticks were at 8, they'd be at 8.5. The sticks were at 6, they'd be at 6.5. Catch the ball, first down. I'm telling you, I can't remember the game. I'm not going to go back and look it up because that's a whole bunch of Patriot games I got to go find. But I remember one game where he goes down the field. I think like his first 10 to 15 passes, completions were all under 15 yards. All under 15 yards, just methodically moving down the field, annoying just taking the life out of a defense. I told you the only thing worse than getting nickel and dimed with a quick pass game is getting punched in the mouth 3, 4, 5 yards a pop on the run game. That's the only thing worse. It's the only thing worse. So when he starts to understand that, and listen, DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, Zacchaeus, these guys are better run after the catch guys than Edelman, Amendola, and Wes Welker. And those guys weren't bad. They you break they miss a tackle, they're upfield. But the guys that we have are more explosive than those guys. But they understood their job was to get the ball, catch the ball. And when they did, it was behind the first yard, behind the sticks, behind the first yard marker. Now, if they ran after that, perfect. Tom's like, you could run, cool, but we got the first down. I'm going to do it again. Caleb has to get that program. He's got to get that belief. And the problem is Caleb wants to go big game hunting. He's got Rome. He's got DJ. He's got these fast guys. He wants to throw it in the air. It's nice and pretty. Big. Oh, boom. Big 30, 50 yards, 70 yards. No, you don't need that. You're not the greatest show on turf. Could be. But not right now. Not right now. I'm telling you, 27, Rick, is when you're going to start seeing a lot of long balls, a lot of deep balls. Why? Because everyone's going to worry about that the Bears have on lock. If they get it to the short game on lock here, they're going to run it next year. And then toward the middle or end of next year, in 26, they're going to start seeing deep balls. And then you're going to see more deep balls in 27. Because now defenses don't know what to take away. They want as I said it, do you want the DBs to be aggressive or do you want them to hang back? You want them to hang back? Here goes a short game. You step up, you cheat. Here goes guys behind you. That's simple. That's simple. For me, one of the most important things is this offensive line. All right, can't even going to do a damn thing if this offensive line doesn't gel better. They've been making far too many elementary mistakes with double teams. Jonah Jackson on one. It was a one take. It was shade. It was a shade. He was shaded to the left to the to the right of the center. So him and Jonah Jackson. They double team him. And the outside edge was on, I don't remember who it was. It was on, might have been Hutchinson or someone was outside Darnell Wright. So he stabs the one technique, goes back. And the one technique is already has leverage, but he stabs him and then goes back to Darnell Wright, who's already has his man outside. He already had in the inside guy. The one technique had the inside lane. Just silly things like that. The quickest path to the quarterback is a straight line. So make sure that those inside guys are accounted for. And that's what Jonah Jackson screwed up on. The best throw to me that Caleb made was the one Rome dropped when he put it only where Rome could have it. I think Rome had like 3 drops. You're talking about the one. Well, remember, he put one right between the 1 and the 5, and he dropped it. Right between the 1 and the 5. You think any changes on the line this week? Braxton or Jones, bench mate? Braxton or Jackson? Bench maybe? I don't think so, Rick. I don't think so. I think they might have a short leash. I think there could be changes in mid-game. I think there has to be changes mid-game if they're not playing up to the level that Dan Rochar and Ben Johnson want. You're going to have to put Theo Benedette in there. You're going to have to put another guy, guard, in there for Jonah Jackson. If for no other reason, just to wake their ass up. If for no other reason. So I don't think any changes per se. Here's what I need to do. I didn't do. Shish kebab. Because here's what we're gonna. Let's do it. I need to show you. Because we're in a world of hurt right now. We're in a world of hurt. Where are we at? This one. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Here's why we're in a world of hurt. I should have done it earlier, for whatever reason. Here, peep this. Karana Magaji. Okay, right. He's not going to be playing, I guess. But here. So he did not practice on Thursday. T.J. Edwards did not practice on Thursday. His hamstring. That hurt us. Kyler Gordon did not practice on Thursday. His hamstring. That's going to hurt us. DeMarco Jackson, linebacker, did not practice on Thursday. His hamstring. He's a backup. Jalen Johnson, his groin, did not practice. He's a backup. Sorry. He's not playing. He's out for the year, bro. Let's be honest. He's out for the year. Let's keep it a buck. He's out for the year. Jalen Jones, DB, hamstring. He did not practice. All right, Grady Jarrett, D lineman, limited. So it's better than before from did not practice on Wednesday to limited. But we'll see. Hopefully that's better. DeAndre Swift, limited yesterday, limited Wednesday, and limited Thursday. Then Jade Walker was a full wide receiver, full participant. He's down the depth chart in the wide receiver. This is a big issue for us. No T.J. Edwards, no Kyler Gordon, no Jalen Johnson. That hurts. Terrell Smith, your backup for Jalen Johnson, has been put on the injured reserve already. So now you're dealing with the 4th and 5th best cornerbacks. Nashawn Wright has had some issues getting exposed this year. So, man, it's not pretty. We're hurting defense, and this is why. And luckily, the situation is this. We can win a shootout. We can win a shootout. We are yoked. We are equally yoked for a shootout with the Dallas Cowboys. Their defense gave up 300-something yards or 400-something yards last week. Crazy. Their defense sucks. Our defense is hurt. They got two really good wide receivers with a quarterback who's playing very well in Dak Prescott. We have 3 really good wide receivers, if not 4, maybe 5, including Colston Loveland. We have more than enough ammunition for a shootout. Their defense is bad. Ours is wounded. We both have a lot of offensive firepower. Vegas has, 50-something is the over-under? Because Vegas thinks it's going to be a shootout as well. 50 and a half. Cowboys by 1. Cowboys minus 1.5. The total 50 and a half. They think some points are going to be put up on that board. Big crooked number goes up on that board. But this is a great game for us, and this is a game that can get us right. This is a game that can get us right because you understand, the confidence that you'll have, especially if it's a shootout. If it's a shootout win, 35-32, 35-30 Bears. Stop Bears. All right, 35-30, something like that. Do you have any idea how much confidence that's going to give our offense? The only way to get better at football is to play football. You can practice all you want, but there's nothing like game time reps. And that's it, game time reps. And here it is. You got a team. You got America's team coming to town. America's team coming to town with a chance to knock them off. This is a very winnable game for the Bears. Just know the offense is going to be on point. This could be a big step in the development of this offense. This could be a big step toward that development. Because if you go toe-to-toe, blow for blow with the Cowboys, win or lose, obviously I'd love to win. It's gonna do wonders for this team. It's gonna do wonders for this team. We come back with this, man. A lot. See, people have King Booker Wilson. I can't stand Dallas. You and a whole bunch of other people. You and a whole bunch of other people, King Booker World. I tell you. People have this false confidence. Okay? There's a difference between believing you're good, believing you're the best on the field, the best on the court, the best in the diamond, the best on the ice, actually knowing it, actually having hard data, having video evidence of you being the best on the field, on the diamond, on the court, on the ice. There's a big difference. You can talk all that shit if you want. You can talk that talk, but if you haven't done it, people who've done it, there's a different air about them. There's a different swagger about them, a different level of confidence about them. And this will go huge in the direction for the Bears if they win a shootout with the Cowboys. Because Caleb understands, he knows he's good. He knows he's good. But you haven't won at this level. Are you winning college? Well, you won the Heisman. Won in high school. Now you're trying to win here. And now you can be one of the big reasons we win here. And that's kind of what you wanted this year to see. Caleb is one of the reasons we win. We're not winning because of him yet, but he's one of the reasons we win. Why? He's getting the ball out quick. Boom, boom, boom. Luther Burden, DJ Moore, Alidame, Loveland, Adunze. Get it to them. They're running the ball. They're running after the catch. So he can be a big part of it. Not the reason we're winning yet, but a big part of it. Rick says, book up besides the Packers, I hate the Cowboys even more than when Shawn talks about 2026. Even I know he's right. FGB. Just call it like I see it, bro. Call it like I see it. So I'm concerned with this offensive line. Dan Rochar's really got to get them on the same page. I'm concerned for Caleb. I need him to learn how to step up in the pocket, not bail out the back door. I know you're 6'1.5", 6'1" and change. I don't even think you're 6'1.5", 6'1" and change. Step up in the pocket. You're still taller than Drew Brees was. And Drew Brees is able to stay in the pocket and have a Hall of Fame career. The one thing I do like about Caleb is when he runs. And he looks really, really, really fast. Is it just me, or does he look fast, much faster than he did last year? To me, he looks a lot faster than he did last year, which is a problem for defenses. This is a problem for defenses because you get the stereotype, the tag hung around your neck. Remember everyone always said, "Oh, that's what's great about it, Caleb. He runs, he scrambles to throw the ball downfield. Justin would scramble to run. Now you take that and you add, now he's going to run and he's faster. That's another wrinkle. That's an added weapon. That's an added weapon for the Bears. And he slides too. He goes down, slides real quick. Rick says, I'm always high when I watch, so I can't tell. FGB. My man Rick, keeping it a buck. Oh, man. But yeah, so that's what an offense. Real quick, the next watch party. I wanted it to be the 13th of October, but that's a Monday night. And here's the thing. I don't know if people are going to want to come out on a Monday. That's my only issue. Am I going to be able to get a good turnout on Monday? I have to make that decision. I'll decide and I'll figure it out. Because if I have to, I'll move it to the next week, which is going to be, where do they play the next week? They're at home against the Saints. Because I don't want to get it to, because now you're looking into mid-October, and I don't know how it's going to be outside. October 19th will be against the Saints. The Saints are at home. We'll see. We might be lucky. We might. Junior says no to Monday. Okay. Yeah, I'm not liking that Monday night thing just because just don't know the weather outside. Now, he also did tell me that we can bring it inside, which would be dope. That would be packed. We'll pack that joint inside. But yeah, no to Monday. Yeah, I'm not feeling that. One of the things that I think one of the issues we have is the lack of pass rush, the injuries in the secondary. I just don't think that Tyreek Stevenson is a good man corner. I don't. I just don't. For me, I think Dennis Allen, and not that Dennis Allen plays man every down. No, he doesn't. But I'd like to see him play more zone until you get Jalen back. Or this year, you might have to play more zone. Or if you're going to blitz, you better blitz. You better bring 6. So they don't have a chance to cover very long. Play more zone. Okay? We have zone. Most of those DBs play phenomenal in zone. Hell, Jalen Johnson is one of the top cornerbacks in cover 2 by playing in cover 2. Tyreek Stevenson had a lot of success playing in cover 2. I'm hoping that this guy can adjust his defensive coverages. Play a little more zone. Because our cornerbacks, our DBs are better suited for that. They're not suited for man. Tyreek Stevenson's big and tall and lanky and strong, but he seems to have a problem when, chasing receivers across the field. Like when you got to chase, like I'm on St. Brown. Don't get me wrong, that's a tough ask for anyone, but nonetheless. I just think I'd like to see a lot more zone in there. I'd like to see these guys really cover an area and kind of get back to where they were really, really good. So you can start to draft some press man-to-man corners. You can start to draft those and kind of phase out Tyreek Stevenson's, the other DBs. You maybe the Zoff Frazier, who's on season-ending injury reserve for personal reasons. He's a long, good corner, cover corner, man corner. But that's another area that I'm concerned with. This King Booker World, you put it, I need strong O-line play. I know I talked about it, but I need strong O-line play. I need strong O-line play. Damn it. Too many leaks up front. Too many juvenile penalties. Too many King Booker World. St. Brown is owed a flying clothesline. I agree. Hey, Larry, checking in. Good morning, man. Thank you for tuning in. So happy TGI Mickey Ficky Friday. It's the weekend, baby. Well, I had a buddy of mine jump on and talk a little football with me and with you guys. The guy I really respect his football knowledge. Because I like to get former players. I like to get current or former players talking. I respect their opinions a lot more than people who haven't played or coached. It's only because they understand it at a different level. Guys, let's welcome my man. My man's in now. Nomad to the show. Nomad, what's up, Papa?
Yo, man. I heard somebody was talking about bears around here. I had to jump in, man. I smelled the conversation, man, and I popped right on in here. What's good, man? What's good, man? What we doing here?
We're talking. I'm talking about my concerns for the game. I said I think the Bears can win a shootout. I think it might be a shootout. Both defenses suck. Well, ours are injured. Dallas's sucks. I think we can win a shootout. And I said, let me ask you, how big of a confidence booster would it be for this offense if we win a shootout with the Dallas Cowboys?
It'll be a huge confidence booster. I tell people looking at the film, you can magnify the bad that was on there, and you come away with a whole lot of pessimism watching that film. But at the same time, like I kept warning people before the season even started, you got a bunch of we were paper tigers, man. We were paper tigers. It's a well put together team. The thing that's missing, and we're a step or two. I'm just talking defense right now. Step or two late all the time. Why? It's because there are a bunch of guys that you haven't seen the flow yet. Why? Because they haven't gelled. Offensive line, you haven't seen a flow yet. You haven't seen a consistent surge off the line of scrimmage in the run game because they're getting used to playing with each other. And as they start getting more and more reps together, they'll click a whole lot better, a whole lot faster, and things will look a whole lot better and cleaner. That I do think we can. Now, Dallas is no slouch. And also, man, something that needs to be pointed out about that Dallas defense, they got a couple of guys, they're young guys on that team, like one that comes to mind right now, that people think just because, Micah Parsons isn't there, they won't be able to get after the quarterback. And they got a guy named Marshawn Nealon that I think very, very highly of. I think he's out of Western Kentucky. I think he was a rookie last year. It's the second year. He's starting to kind of turn the corner too. And they got some guys. I do think the thing with us is after the first 15 plays that Caleb Williams plays, and when he gets off script and the defense starts to adjust to what he's doing and what the plan is, then he's got to start making some sharper decisions, some better decisions, and being more quick to make those sharper decisions. And so, yeah, I think they can get into a good shootout with them. I also think we can stand them up a little bit. All they got to do is fit the run better and just slow that down and get them one-dimensional. I still like our chances with or without Jalen Johnson. It's just going to be Dennis Allen's going to have to trust some guys back there and play the kind of defense that he wants to. You can see during the game that he was a little apprehensive about bringing those pressures like he normally does in normal situations. When Jalen Johnson went down, he was a little bit more apprehensive about leaving those guys one-on-one down the field while he's bringing those pressures. And so we'll see if he gets his confidence back as a coordinator and starts taking more chances and getting after him. Yeah, but I do think we can match points with them. I think we are as explosive offensively, at least in the air, as the Dallas Cowboys.
I couldn't agree more. We're as, if not more. No pun intended as far as DJ, but you got DJ Moore, you got Roma Dunze, you got Oladime Zacchaeus, you got Luther Burden, you got Colston Loveland. Talk to me about how important it is to get Colston Loveland involved. All right, he's had 3 targets in 2 games. If you're going to want to go back, all right, if you're going to want to go back and look at some of the other stud tight ends, it's an embarrassment as to what they're doing with Colston Loveland. All right, Tyler Warren, a lot of people thought would be the first tight end off the board, down with the Indianapolis Colts. Is 11 catches for 155. He's on the field for 80% of the snaps. 8 of his 11 catches were first downs in his 2 weeks. Go back last year, Brock Bowers, stud tight end with the Raiders, okay? 17 targets in his first 2 games with 15 catches. And our Colston Loveland has 3 targets in the first 2 games. How important is it for Caleb to start looking at Colston Loveland and Cole Kmet?
He better start looking at him. I know that. I mean, you spent a number 10 on him. And
yeah.
I have no problem with Colston Loveland as a player. The player I like a lot. But Colston Loveland, a tight end at number 10, I didn't think that was the right thing to do, to be honest with you. To this day, I still feel that way. It has nothing to do with him as a player. But I understood why, Shawn. So you know this too. When they want to be in heavy 12 personnel packages and run the play action out of it, obviously they felt like they needed another stud tight end to really, really pull us off and make it really, really a dominant passing attack. You add Luther Burden to. I know exactly what they were thinking. So do you. The thing is that what's going wrong is in the first 15 plays or so, Caleb's a little bit robotic. He kind of knows where he wants to go with the ball early because they practice on these reps, almost all week in practice. So after that, I think it's fairly easy to say now that he's really, really targeting Rome Odunze. The other thing is he, as good as Caleb Williams looks at times, most of the time that's out of shotgun. That's not out of 12 personnel packages and playing under center and playing pro-style quarterback. That's probably the biggest thing I would circle, Shawn. It's just, they haven't been able to use the 12 personnel package to their advantage so far. And that is going to affect Colston Loveland.
Why do you think they haven't? I mean, is it the run game, the lack of run game? Why do you think they haven't used 12 personnel as much as you and I think they should have?
Caleb's not comfortable functioning out of it yet. That's the only problem. He's more comfortable in a pistol or offset running back next to him in a gun. Until he gets more comfortable playing under center and playing that pro-style offense that we all talk about, I think they'll I just say, looking at the game, I didn't do any percentage checks or anything like that. I'd say they were probably 60% in the gun, and when you expect that to be the other way around. But I think Ben Johnson is starting to defer more to what Caleb does best as he learns this offense. But as he gets under center more and more and more, I do think Colston Loveland is going to be a focal point of what they do after that. But until then, I think he's gonna kind of spray that ball around, and Colston might be missed out on a lot.
Isn't that Ben Johnson's fault though? Isn't that a fault on him? Like, hey, homie, this is my, I need you to do this. I need you to, I need you to start playing under center more because my offense really benefits quarterback being under center.
Yeah, all of it's on Ben Johnson, but I can't say all of it. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate you guys, man. Thank you for being here. I just say you got to share in that responsibility. It is a marriage, man. They can't expedite the process for Caleb Williams. Only thing they can do is put the plays on the table and say, I know you want to get to a point, Shawn, where you just like, hey, man, you're going to run these plays. This is what you're going to do. This is how our offense functions. You have to be good under center. But at the end of the day, Ben Johnson, this is this winners take all business, man. You got to win in this league, man. And his name ain't as favorable as it was when we first started this process, is it? It's because, until you put wins on the board, some consecutive wins, and start having this team look like, hey, this team is going to be formidable. He's struggling about what exactly to do. What exactly should be the identity of this offense, and what should I force Caleb Williams to be under center most of the time and force my will on this kid, or should I hit the default button? And I don't think he should. I think he should stick with the program, stick with the plan. He'll get there. You just got to give him some reps, and along the way, you're probably gonna have to take some L's. That's what it looks like. But that's hard for a coach that getting paid $13 million a year to just say, all right, we ain't gonna
take some L's.
We'll take some L's, and we're gonna just worry about Caleb's development and how good his numbers look. It leads to the conversation about how long is it gonna take for him to get to this point. Talking about Caleb Williams, he's doing well under the circumstance. Some of the stuff that they're putting together for him, he's all right with it. But it's not Ben Johnson's offense that he normally runs, the style of offense. So I say they share the responsibility, and at some point or another, you're going to have to decide whether you're going to put pedal to the metal and say, Caleb, you got to get this down. This is the way it's got to be, or something else needs to happen or something. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question then. Would it be easier if Caleb had more success if he had more success, even in the shotgun, would it be easier or more difficult to get Caleb to go under center? Because I talked about, we all had confidence, right? And a lot of times it's just fake confidence, fake it till you make it. Because real confidence comes when you accomplish or you've done things before, when you've been successful before. And do you think it would be easier for Caleb to have some success out of the shotgun to say, hey, now I need you to start moving under center more, because he'll go under center with a lot more confidence than not?
Yeah, no doubt about that. I think there's a little bit of that going on. I could see a little bit more confidence as the game went on. When they did get him out of shotgun and put him on the center, I'll just say he had a little bit more pep to his step. It didn't look like, oh man, I got to do this again. It didn't look like that. And so I think it's a double-edged sword though, Shawn, because the more and more you do put him in shotgun and the more success he has, I think he might bristle a little bit at the idea of having to play more in the center after having success in so much gun sets, man. So
right.
I think it's a dual-edged sword, man.
That's funny you say that, because earlier in the show, I said as soon as Caleb buys in completely, this offense is going to change. As soon as he buys in completely, and by buying in completely, that includes going under center more often than not. All right, more, because everything is predicated off the run game, the play action. Okay, and now you can't really do much of that or do it effectively in the gun. Caleb has to buy in and say, okay, here's where I need to work. In order for this offense to be effective and for me to have much cleaner looks, I'm gonna have to go under center. I gotta put the ball in the belly of the running back, pull it, okay, spin, get my hips around, and make and go through my progressions at that particular point. By that point, though, the linebackers are coming downhill, and now they're scrambling to get back, and that second level should be open. How soon do you think Caleb decides to make this transformation and buy in? Because once he does, Nomad, this offense is going to be putting up some points like a mother hubber.
There's really no. I wish I could tell you I can get inside Caleb's psyche, but it is, I'd be rich in the mug if I can do that. But hey, it is just what you say, man, and it is about buy-in. And we don't know if Caleb Williams is totally. I think he had puppy crush on Ben Johnson, and they might have had puppy crushes on each other. But the reality of the situation has set in, man, and the truth is, Caleb Williams, I know he wants to be good. I know he wants to be good fast. But in this league, it's a certain amount of compromise that has to come to your game in order for you to ascend to that next level. And being mature enough to know that, and, what's that learning curve after you understand that? You know what I mean? What do you legit have faith in this guy? Now you had a whole offseason of him cussing and spitting at you and going crazy on you. Do you still love him that way? Do you still want to be coached like that? It's just, he's got I can see a gold. I can see some rainbow and some gold at the end of this. But it really is going to come down to, does Ben Johnson have the patience? Does Caleb Williams have the patience? And that's what it's all going to come down to. And if let's just say he takes a step back and they have to resettle him and start to, we might see exactly if this is going to work. I think by the time we get through the bye and onto the next part of the season, I think some signs will start showing whether or not this stuff can be successful between the two of them or not.
Do you think, and Cornelius says, I think Ben is using the pistol like training wheels until Caleb gets fully comfortable under center. Do you think at the break? So personally, I'm happy. All right, I hate the break so early in the year because now you have a whole slew of games left. But in this case, I love the fact that the break, the bye week is so early after 4 weeks, because now you can readjust immediately and still have all those games left. And now you're coming in a new direction. So a lot of the tape that you saw might not be as useful because you're going to go in a different direction or change things up a little bit. So talk to me about the bye And where do you think that? Do you think they say, hey, listen, after the bye, I need you coming out of the. I need you under center a little more for this, and this. It kind of changed things up at the bye. You think so?
You just introduced another double-edged sword. I do think the bye is coming at a perfect time, especially when you're struggling. When you ain't got no wins on the board, bye is the perfect thing for you. But let's just say, for instance, that last game before the bye, everything starts to click. Everything starts to click. And you just like, you can't wait to get to the next game because we're starting to click now. That's where it could be a double-edged sword right there.
Well, that would be a good problem to have, because that means we would have won the last game, and and going in and we'll deal with it. I'd rather put it this way: I'd rather go into a bye with a win than a loss. That's for sure. But it also still gives you a chance, though, to still to recalibrate what it is you want to do. You know what I mean? You still can, just because you won a game or two. Hopefully, it's 2 games going into the bye. Doesn't mean you can't. Or you should look at recalibrating and finding a more efficient path. Now, those 2 wins might lead you to say, okay, well, we're doing what's good, but it could be just because these teams are coming up are bad and our defenses are bad. And you might see something else, say, okay, let's try this. Or maybe because these defenses are bad, maybe this is a perfect time to tell Caleb, hey, now I need you to go because, we got some defenses that we can really affect. Okay, now I think it's prudent for you to go under center a little more and start getting that live game, that game time action in with defenses that aren't as stout, for lack of a better word, and it might be maybe beat up on the on the little wimpy defenses. Not that they're wimpy defense in the NFL, but not as potent defenses. How's that?
That's a good point. And also, I would throw in here too is we don't know exactly. They don't know. You can tell by the variety of the run plays that they call. They don't know what they are in the running game yet. You can see a bunch of wide zone, of course. You see some inside zone, of course. Now you're starting to see a little bit of power, some duo, some ISO here and there. They're testing the water to see what this offensive line is good at. You know what I mean? And really, they're good at nothing right now at this point because they just haven't had enough reps together. As far as the running game goes, I think they're doing better than normal as far as we're used to in pass sets and pass pros. That's settling in pretty good. But the running game, I really would want to see them get to a more power running style, get some gap concepts in here, man. And because I've seen DeAndre Swift really, really eat in those concepts. He did it at Georgia. He did it at Philly. Those are the kind of run concepts when you got that lead blocker out in front of him, just busting that hole open, boom, he's off to the races. And so I think they're trying to figure that out. And that, of course, if you haven't figured that out, you haven't married it up into your your play action stuff. So that stuff, I probably said a whole lot right there, but if you want to know on the offensive side of the ball, kind of why things haven't really gelled yet, what I just described to you is kind of emblematic of it all. They don't know exactly who they are personality-wise in the run game yet.
Yeah, and as we all know, this run game, everything else is predicated off this run game.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else, and they got it. They have to establish that. And I'm a little disappointed in those front 3. All right, Jonah. I gave the example. Jonah Jackson. I think there was a shade on the center. Jonah Jackson, he stabbed him, but the guy already had leverage on Drew Dahlman. He stabbed him and then goes and gets the guy who's already on the outside shoulder of Darnell Wright. The guy over the center makes the play. It's like, why wouldn't you stay there? Like those things that those are the things that we're talking about when you mentioned they're not comfortable playing next to each other yet, because you would think at least you would know like the shortest distance to a quarterback is up the middle. So make sure that guy, the center, has that guy before you go after the edge who's lined up outside of Darnell Wright. And Jonah Jackson didn't, and it caused probably didn't cause a sack. No, it did cause a sack, and that's just like juvenile stuff. Secure the inside and protect your quarterback. And Jonah Jackson didn't do it. I was very frustrated on that particular play.
I'm sitting here biting my tongue the whole time because I've never seen any O-line and on any level of football be taught the other way around. It's inside out as far as your assignment. That's just. I think there. It's a little bit of that going on. It's a lot of bit of that going on, as a matter of fact. But also, it maybe they feel Jonah Jackson is feeling like he has to compensate more for Darnell than he has for Drew Dahlman, and his instincts told him to get out there and give Darnell some help. I don't know. It's probably got a little bit of both of that going on, But yeah, it's that is about as ungelled an offensive line as I've seen in the run game. Man, I thought that would be the easiest thing right away to get going. I thought it was gonna be the pass pro that would take a little bit of time, but it's absolutely the other way around. Absolutely the other way around.
And then why do you think Ben is going away from the run game? Because even despite the fact that he's trying out different combos or different types of run attacks, they're still getting yards. Like DeAndre Swift had a decent carry when he had 4 yards of carry last week. Kyle Monunga had 5, but that was probably most likely just in mop-up work. But you get 4 yards of carry, that's a nice average in any NFL game. But he only got 17 carries. Why do you think Ben Johnson's gone away from the run with DeAndre Swift?
I think two things. One, they're not consistent enough in their blocking assignments, and in the schemes up front, they're not consistent enough. Two, I think he's more concerned about getting Caleb Williams oiled up and getting him flowing. And, by that time, the dynamics of the game kick in, and next thing you know, you're behind and you gotta play catch up after that. So I think it's all of that into a nice little cocktail with an olive in it, and take a shot, man. You gotta drink it. That's what it is, man. It's just not cohesion, not consistency up front, trying to get Caleb Williams into a rhythm. And then the game's getting away from you at the same time. So now you got to throw the ball.
Guys, we're joined by Nomad from the Nomad Network. We're talking Bears football here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. One last question before I let you go, man. Why the hell is Roschon Johnson fully dressed and not brought in on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 in place of those stupid quarterback sneaks?
That is let me tell you something. Either Ryan Poles is in some kind of I don't want him having any chance to get hurt out there because we're not going to re-sign this guy.
Because he's a great guy. He's got great character.
Right. And they just don't want to, they don't want to get him hurt. I don't know exactly what it is. Or I think that's all it is to it, other than this. Now, you done got me. I got up on the good side of the bed today. Now I'm pissed off about the choices, man. These guys cannot draft running backs, man. They cannot draft running backs. They have not drafted good running backs. I'm not taking anything away from Kyle Monunga. We got to see. But I just wasn't as impressed with him as a lot of other people were coming out. I was just like, okay, he's an okay running back. But on this level, everything is going to speed up. You see it, Ashton Genty, struggle with the game speed right now. He ain't the running back everybody thought he was going to be, because those holes are closing a whole lot faster than they did when he was in college, when he was running through looking like he was following a buffalo. That you got that kind of running space, you're going to look good. But yeah, it's funny with Roschon Johnson. I think he's going by the way of same way down the road of Khalil Herbert, man. He's just sitting there, a healthy scratch for the most part, and just not. They don't have him tied into the offense, man. There must be some move planned or something. Something is going on, man. There's no reason why you're not using Roschon Johnson other than you thinking ahead about something else, man. Other than that, just doesn't make sense to me, man. Them not getting one of these really, really good running backs on the practice squads out there. There's some really good young running backs out there. Really good. One that comes to mind. Y'all know where I'm going with this. I see no maniacs in here. Y'all know exactly where I'm going. Go get Damian Martinez off of Seattle's practice squad. What the hell you waiting on? What the hell you waiting on? Right now, he's just sitting there. And so I think they're hoping that bye week comes, we are not seeing as much production as we thought we were going to get out of the running backs come bye week. And I think they launch on one of those backs out there, or some kind of trade happens.
Okay. And I was looking, just checking Twitter real quick, and we talked about the shootouts. Well, the most big plays, and that's 10 yards, more than 10 yards rushing or 20 yards receiving. The top team in the NFL is the Baltimore Ravens with 19, tied with the Rams and the Raiders for second with 16 of the Bears. 9 rushes of 10 plus yards or more, 7 receptions of 20 plus yards or more. I like that. I like those things. I think that is a good indication of why we can definitely win a shootout with Dallas. Dallas is way down. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 or 18 Dallas in the middle of the pack. And they've got 11 big plays.
You know what, Shawn? One of the things that should be said, and this is another thing, watching what Ben Johnson did in Detroit and how that might translate over here. I didn't know. I felt like it could, but it absolutely is. Have you noticed how wide open some of these route combinations are?
Yes.
You notice how well he's scheming some of this stuff open, how well he's putting defenders in conflicts, layering routes, doing all that kind of stuff. There's always somewhere to go with the ball. Always. It's about, can you get there in time? And so that is there's explosive plays waiting to happen. So here's one little thing I would say too. One thing you haven't seen is Caleb under center, ball fake, come look, turn around and look and take that long shot. He hasn't taken the big bite out of the apple yet. And so he's got to incorporate some of that into his game too. That's, if he can do that early in any one of these scripted formats, that can help tremendously. Just take the shot, whether or not you hit it or not. Let him know that you'll target him. You know, He just hasn't done it. He's been Charlie checkdown since, Ben Johnson's been here.
Yeah, I'd like him to, and I was saying, give him a couple deep shots a game, but I need him to master that short to intermediate game. All right, I need him to master that, because once you do, guess what? Now defense has got to change, because they don't want to keep getting nickel and dime to death. Gain of 6, gain of 4, gain of 7, gain of 3, gain of 10, gain of 7 again. The only thing worse than getting nickel and dimed by these short, quick pass routes is getting punched in the mouth and 4 or 5 yards of pop on the ground. That's the only thing worse. Like, fuck, we can't even stop this, and when you get beat by the run, that's just big boy football. Like, I am going to impose my will on you. And I think, I was saying earlier, I want him to master this. So teams have to start being more aggressive on these short and intermediate routes. So now you can go deep big time with double moves and sending people behind safeties who are creeping and stuff like that. I think it just needs time, man. It just needs time. I just don't think that they're on the same page, and Caleb's got to buy all in. And if he does, bro, this offense is gonna take off like people. It might look like that the 2013 offense of Cutler, Marshall, Jeffrey, Martellus Bennett, and Matt Forte, and even more potent than that.
Yeah, the thing is about everything you're saying is so right, man. I think I want to leave people with this. There's got to be one of the things that's really good that came out of, I hate to say it is even anything good that came out of a 50 burger with extra cheese and all kinds of bacon on it. But it is some good stuff that comes out of it, because it's a barometer. It's a barometer. Now you can kind of measure exactly where you are and what you need to do. The class between them in the trenches, man, it was just a trench war that was dominated by a more prepared team, a more physical team, a team that's 2 steps ahead instead of 2 steps behind, like we were the entire game. And that team is typically going to kick your butt every time. And so that's why I came into the show knowing that we were going to be talking about this, and really, really positive, because those are indicators that those are really coachable things that I just got through describing. And it's just time. It just takes time for all of that to come together. And so everybody's flying off the ball. They're not unsure about their assignments. One of the things I saw that I'd never seen the entire time I've been watching TJ Edwards tape, even before he was here, is him miss assignments. He was a step or two slow because he was missing assignments. He wasn't sure what his checks and what the changes in the call might be, if there's a motion to his side or something like that. You see TJ struggling, that should tell you everything. He's probably the most prepared guy on that defense.
Yeah, I agree. My man King Booker World says it's been said since Coach Jay got here, this was going to be a process. If you never believed that Caleb was generational, then you don't have a problem with the process. I don't have a problem with the process. I just want him to play. The thing that I have a problem with is I need him to hit the gimmies. I need for him to hit the whole shots in the cover two, like he missed DJ. And I know DJ ran it wrong. He ran a different route. It was supposed to be a corner route, but he just kind of drifted and faded, but he threw his hand up. And I don't know about you. I think you've seen Randy Moss more than enough time. You played football a long time. Receiver throws his hand. When you got a stud receiver throw his hand up, throw that joker the ball. and he just missed him. That's all.
There's people crazy, man. We got crazy people in the fan base, and I'm not putting anybody down, but I don't know the logic behind. I think some of that stink from last year with DJ is kind of hanging around with people, and you got people wanting to trade DJ more, and I'm just like, hey, dude, we suck, right? We suck bad, and you're trying to get rid of good players. What are we doing? Now I can see if we get to the trade deadline and we ain't won nothing, and now we got to look forward. That's a whole other conversation. But to be talking that right now, like that stuff is still lingering with people. I think that they have lacked connection since he's been there, a consistent connection. We've seen him connect from time to time, but Caleb will start looking in other places way too often. When you got to get down there, you got situational football happen. You got a 3rd and 7, and you got DJ one-on-one. There's no other read there. You just throw the ball to him. There's no progression there. It's just, where's 2? Get him the ball.
I'm telling you, bro, it's still that. I haven't spoken to DJ about it. I haven't spoken to anybody, but I'm telling you, he's still salty about DJ and Cole 2 years ago, talking about, Justin's better. They're Justin guys. Because there's no reason you can't justify to me why the guy do you have a receiver who's making $111 million? You don't give a lot of receivers $100 million. And when you do, you better look to him and you better get him the ball. And he's refusing to throw him the ball. And people say, he's shaded and he's double. DJ Moore was the only thing they had in Carolina for his first 5 years. People knew he was getting the ball, and he still got 1,000 yards a season. So don't give me that, the safeties are shading over, they're covering. Because if he can do that shit in Carolina with horrible no-name quarterbacks for 5 years in a row, you should be able to do it here.
Shawn, you just stoked the fire, man, because there's still a lot of people. There's still a lot of people that are I was a Justin fan, and I thought they should have kept moving forward and kept building around him. But once he got traded, it was just, I guess we'll see it here. We'll find out soon whether or not that was a good deal or not. Yep. But if you were DJ, and I do think you're right that Caleb Williams still took some of that personal. You know what I mean? I do think he took some of that personal. But if you were DJ and you just had the best season in your career with a guy, and the team was really generating. And when I say generating, they kicked it up a notch towards the end of that season, and they looked good. And then all of a sudden, the GM just throws a hand grenade in the thing, and next thing you know, we got a new quarterback, and I'm supposed to love it. DJ obviously didn't at first, and I think Caleb is, I think there's might be a little petty patty going on here, some messy going on between them, and that's. I don't like that kind of stuff, man. You take that kind of stuff in stride. You might have took it as a slight if you're Caleb Williams, but how long are you gonna let that linger when you got this dog ass player sitting there not being fed? You got it. You're hurting yourself at the end of the day while you're being
really
petty about it.
You really, really are. And you see him he's forcing the ball to Rome like Jay forced it to Brandon Marshall.
And you know what? That's not the worst thing in the world, but
no, it's not.
At the chagrin of some dogs you got sitting there that need to rock. You know what I mean? Like don't. He's got to spray that ball around better than that.
Telling you, if he spreads that ball around, DJ, I'm telling you, DJ and Rome could have run around the same amount of targets, and they both can eat big time. But he just won't do it. Just won't do it, and that's one of the reasons that bugs me is he's holding that petty stuff. And he should understand. Like DJ was their guy. Like when you play with a guy, you're going to stand, you're going to defend your teammate. What was DJ supposed to say? You know, I mean, aside from the fact that he had his career year in yards and touchdowns, where do you say, yeah, we need a new quarterback? That that kid from SC would probably be the better quarterback in here. He's not going to say that. You know what I mean? He's not going to say that to the press, even if it was true, which it wasn't. Even if it was true, he's not going to say that to the press. So I don't understand why his pains are in a bunch with those two, because those, like you said, he's hurting himself. You're taking yards off of your stats by not throwing a DJ and Cole Kmet.
It's being petty, man. It's like when you invite your family over to your house for a little get together, and every one of them just leave dishes in the sink when you know damn well you don't do that at your house. You're being petty for it because you're at my house, and I ain't got to clean it. You the one, man. You get your petty ass out of my house, man. That's just petty, man. That's just if it is what I think it is, and you think it is a little bit of petty going on, man. That's ridiculous. You shooting yourself in the foot, man. That's crazy. You can be doing way better, man. Just giving that dude an opportunity. I can't tell you how many times in the first couple of weeks I've seen DJ streaking, and he just had to. All you got to do is just launch that thing, man.
Yep.
Put the thing on him and and be happy with the results. But there's definitely a little friction there.
Yeah. Hey, no, man, thanks, bro. I appreciate it big time, man. And hopping on, talking Bears with me. Do me a favor, let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
On the Nomad Network, the Nomad Network on YouTube, soon to be on Discord. We about to have some fun up in that joint right there. We got some potential. Got the website coming out. By the time we get to some extra sauce next Wednesday, we're going to probably launch both of them at the same time. They keep telling me, no, man, stop putting deadlines on it, man. We don't know if we got it right. Listen, I think we're going to be there by Wednesday, man. So we're going to be able to launch both of those for our members, and the extra content that we're going to be able to provide for the people that buy the memberships. We are just trying to find ways to satisfy people that pay for memberships on our channel, and I think we found a way to do it, and it's going to be fun. I just know that it's just going to be a lot of entertainment going on that Discord channel, so look out for that. But yeah, man, this is fun, Shawn. You know it's always fun. I'm gonna light up every time we start talking about some football, because that's what my DNA requires me to do,
and that's how we do, man, because we both played at a high level, so our conversations are a little different than it is when you have a writer on or someone who hasn't played at the level that we played. So it's, and that's what gets us stoked, because we understand the ins and outs, and from a higher level, it brings our competitive juices back. Like, because I'm fired up, bro. I get so fired up game day, like I'm playing.
All right, I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire, Shawn, while we got the audience here. I'm also gonna have to work on some more of that Sports Zone Chicago and some more of that Nomad Network combo, man. We got to start doing some more of that, man, because I think people really enjoyed it. We shouldn't have never stopped doing it, but I got a hell of an idea for you. I'm going to talk about with you backstage, man. We have to jump in my studio to do it. I'll show you some stuff there to what you texting me about as well.
Cool, man. I'm all for it, especially with people with high football IQs, man. I love talking football with them, and you're one of the guys. Your opinion and your perspective is one that I really respect. Even when we don't agree, it's one I really, really respect. So that'd be dope, man. That'd be dope.
I appreciate it, man. That's what we're here for, man. Growing each other and having a good time, having this football conversation, man. I'll live to do it.
All right, bro. I'm gonna hit you up in a little bit right after the show.
All right. I'll be there waiting on you.
Bet.
All right.
Guys, that's Nomad for the Nomad Network. Man, he wants to do a collabo. I'm in. I'm all in. And that would be dope, man. It really, really would be. Listen, a little over 2 hours, 2 hours and 10 minutes is come and gone. I want to thank Nomad for coming on, joining late. Talk talking Bears with us. Listen, my prediction. I should ask him for his prediction. Son of a bitch. Son of a beach. Son of the beach. Son of the beach. No, wrong one. Son of the beach. Here's my prediction. 38-30 Bears. Shootout. 38-30 Bears. Listen, I got to run. I got to go pick up the warden from CrossFit. I want to thank you guys. You guys have a phenomenal weekend. All right, it's going to be warm out. It's going to be hot. Make sure you rooftop patios, sports bars, get them all. Get in there, meet up with your people, all right? Let your loved ones know you love them because tomorrow is promised to no one. Meet up with them for a Bears game. Go somewhere. Get some brunch. Dude, have some fun with your people. Football season is here, all right? Time moves. Time flies fast. You saw how fast summertime shy went. Now it's in the fall. Next thing you know, it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. Boom, 2025 is over. All right? Do yourself a favor. Make more memories. Like I tell you all the time, a lot of us watching, a lot of us who are in this chat right here have a lot more days behind us than we do in front of us. So let's make the most of them. All right? 12:15, Second City Sports with Lakina and Sydney. They're going to join you for 2 hours. And tomorrow, the Smoke Fellas, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. In Sports Zone Chicago. They'll give you another 2 hours. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched the Smoke Fellas with their Humidor Sports and Cigars and Sports podcast, you're going to want to check it out. It is one of the I think it might it's one of the best shows. I think it might be even better than mine. I just love their vibe. And you know how I feel about my show. But I've been consistent with that ever since they joined us. And it's a great, great vibe. So make sure you check that out tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. But listen, I got to bounce. Got to go with the warden. She could be like, where you at, Shawn? But, guys, you have a phenomenal weekend. I have whole lot of nothing to do. Whole lot of college football to watch this weekend. Whole lot of NFL football to watch this weekend. Whole lot of football. I might even go back to my St. Rita game tonight and catch some high school football in. That's how crazy I am. All right, guys, you have a wonderful weekend. I really love and appreciate the support you guys give me. And I'm telling you, I saw the dude. The swag shop is coming. I'm telling you, who's going to work on it this weekend. He had this week something came up. I saw the dude today. Swag shop is it's coming. It's coming. And I'm fired up. Right? He said early next week we'll work on it. He said it'll take him 2 days, probably 2 days to do it. So I'm not going to say next Friday, all right, because I gave you a date already and we weren't able to get it done. We're trying to get it done next week, but within the next 2 weeks, it'll be done. And I can't wait to get that up and running, all right? So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. You have a phenomenal weekend. Your boy is out.
Come on, race the race.